Thanks for taking some time and coming off the floor and spending some time with us today, talking about what's probably one of the most important things that you do in your store, and yet how many of us spend time thinking about interviewing before we pop into that interview. I know Anna does. I see another one back. That's great. One of the things that we're all busy, and my background, I spent 22 years in retail, so I was that person that popped in, pulled the person into the back room, said, let's have an interview, or went out and sat in the mall and interviewed on a planter with no preparation. So what we're going to do today is give you some tools that you can use as soon as you go back to the store and interview the next person. So we're going to talk about what is a structured behavioral interview. And has anybody heard that terminology before? Structured behavioral interview? A couple of you. So there's no magic to it, but let's just start off with, what's the goal when you sit down and interview people? How many of you, what do you think? Do you want to portray the job in a favorable light? What do you think? Yes or no? Easy answers here.
Yes.
Yes? How many think yes? How many think no? People been through Edge. Awesome. No, you do not want to put the job in a favorable light. You don't want to make it really negative, but you want to make them know how tough it's going to be. You don't want to make it sound rosy when it's not rosy. You want people that are coming to work there because they want to work with customers, that they want to work with inventory. So don't paint a pretty picture for it, because oftentimes they come in, then they're disillusioned once they start working with you. So how about second question, give candidates a chance to get to know you. How many think yes, they should get to know you? How many think no? Right, there's plenty of time for them to get to know you. The right answer is no. There's plenty of time later if you hire them for them to get to know you. What happens when you start selling yourself, you start selling your personality in your store. And folks, this is hard. When you own the store, I own my own business too. It's hard not to sell your business when you're interviewing somebody to come work for you. But what happens is you sell them on your personality, you don't evaluate theirs. You don't get to learn enough about them. Third question, determine how the candidate reacts under pressure. How many yeses? Absolutely. We want to know, how do they react under pressure? So what's common pressure they may have? 5 people at the register and having a problem with the register. A customer that is a looky-loo taking all their time, and there's 2 other paying customers and they can't get away from them. How do they react in those situations? So we'll talk about how you can do that. Poke holes in their application or resume. How many say yes? Please take time, poke holes. If you don't have them fill out an application, do. An application is a legal document. If they haven't signed it, make them sign it before you ask them question 1, because what they're signing, if we'll read the fine print, even if you buy it at Office Max, it says, I'm saying that everything on here is true and accurate. So if then you hire them later and find out that something's not true and accurate, you can let them go because they falsified a legal document. If you just interview off a resume, resumes are marketing tools. What are marketing tools? Anybody went to the marketing presentation earlier? We're promoting. Our resume promotes us. Many of them are professionally written by people who do that, and they can spin things really nicely that are bad things or gaps. So make sure that you're using an application before you interview. Last question. Learn about the candidate's best and worst boss. How many think yes? Yeah, what you want to do is not tip your hand and just ask them to describe their best and worst boss, because you want to match, how do you run your store? What's your style? So if they don't fit your leadership style or your management style of your other managers, don't hire them. They're not going to be happy and they're not going to stay. And you're going to have a headache. It's easier to hire than fire in most of the states in the country. So the best thing you can do is don't hire. And that's what we're hoping today this process does for you, is let you understand how to hire the best fit when you go through the interview process.